A big shout out to William Cook for dropping a $5 super thanks, getting himself another entry into our George Pickens jersey raffle. Always appreciate the support, William. Now, on to a topic that's been buzzing lately, this Micah Parsons contract situation. Apparently, there's some tension between Jerry Jones and Micah after a recent meeting didn't end the way either side expected. From what I've gathered, and having followed enough Cowboys contract drama to last a lifetime, this one looked like it was going to be different. Micah felt confident. He sat down with Jerry and Steven, felt like they were aligned, even had agreement on most of the core pieces. He thought all that was left was a call to his agent to clean up the language and get the deal finalized. But the Joneses, in typical fashion, may have thought they could slide past the agent entirely. That's where things unraveled. And now it's the classic blame game. Steven says it takes two sides to make a deal, while Micah's team says, "Hey, we called you, never called back." We tried to assign logic to this, but frankly, there's none. It's just the same frustrating, exhausting cycle we've seen before. Every couple of years, it's the same script, just a new player name. I'm over it. It's dumb, it's avoidable, and yet here we are again. And real quick, before we move on, a reminder, Super Thanks is a great way to support the channel and get involved even outside of our live shows. Drop a Super Thanks, send a message, and we'll shout you out. Just like Jared, who tossed out a take, he thinks KaVontae Turpin could become Rabone. Interesting take, Jared. I get the idea he's electric, he's got speed, and in open space, he's dangerous. But realistically, Turpin's just too small to take that kind of workload. We're talking maybe 155, 160 pounds, tops. In today's NFL, there hasn't been a lead back under 170 pounds in decades. Ontario Smith might be the last notable one. Even Tavon Austin, who was used more as a gadget guy than a full-time runner, had more bulk than Turpin. So, no, I don't see Turpin getting 15 carries a game. Could he have a specialized role? Absolutely. Use him creatively, get him the ball on jet sweeps, reverses, bubble screens, just don't expect him to carry the load. He's a weapon, not a workhorse. But please, use the weapon. Don't let it gather dust. Massive Matt dropped a $10 super chat, thanks again. Matt, and brought up Dak Prescott's recent quote about giving money back if it meant winning a Super Bowl. I love Dak. I really do. He's our guy, and I stand by him. But let's unpack that statement a bit. Dak's made a ton of money. No one needs to feel sorry for him. But the frustration here is layered. It's not that Dak didn't want to give up some salary, it's that he didn't believe the Cowboys would actually use the savings to build a Super Bowl roster. And, honestly, I agree with him. If the front office had said, take a little less, and we'll use it to bring in X, A, Y, and Z, maybe Dak would have gone for it. But history shows us the Cowboys don't spend aggressively, even when they have the cash. So yeah, maybe Dak took the money because he knew it wouldn't change anything. That give money back quote is probably more about how he thinks than what he would have done. I get it. Still weird to say out loud. But hey, multiple things can be true at once. Matt also asked a really solid question. What's your biggest fear with the Cowboys this season? For me, it's twofold. First, the obvious one, Dak getting hurt again. If that happens, we're right back in Romo territory. A good QB with a great ceiling, but who just can't stay healthy. And once you're in that zone, it's hard to get out. Then you've got contract questions, future questions, it all spirals. The second fear? What if Brian Schottenheimer just isn't good? I said this to R.J. Ochoa the other day. What if we look back in a year or two and realize, yeah, hiring the guy nobody else wanted to run your offense wasn't smart? We all remember Jason Garrett, right? That's the comparison lingering in my mind. Schottenheimer talks a lot about culture, and being the right kind of guy, so did Garrett. That stuff matters, but it doesn't make you a good play caller or head coach. I hope I'm wrong, but it worries me. Let me know in the comments what record you think the Cowboys will finish with this season. Seriously, drop your predictions. And for those of you who blame Rowdy the mascot for our playoff struggles, I've got a solution. Let's not have a mascot at all. We're a professional franchise, not a minor league team. We don't need gimmicks. Unless the gimmick is Bernie-style weekend at Jerry's. But maybe that's too dark. I digress. Robert chimed in about drafting a new offensive tackle next year and moving off from Terence Steele. Look, Steele's your right tackle for now. Unless he falls apart physically or plays terribly, he's going to hold down that spot. J. Bass and Hakeem Adeniji aren't ready to step in, and rookies like Johnny might not be there yet either. You roll with Steele, hope for a bounce back, and reassess after the season. Tony asked if we should consider trading Micah Parsons. Short answer, no. Long answer, still no. Unless you're blowing it all up and entering a rebuild, you keep Micah. He's one of the best defensive players in the league, and you've got time this year, plus 2 franchise tags if you want. But if you're even thinking about that route, you do it in the offseason, not in July or August, when the value is lower and the market isn't hot. Trading Micah mid-camp would be madness. Pay him. Let him be the face of your defense. Another question from Doc, the user, not the player. If you're the GM, do you trade Trevon Diggs? I kind of feel like Jerry and Steven want to. There's frustration there. But the truth is, no one's trading for a banged-up corner with a big cap hit. Not in August. Maybe that conversation changes in the offseason, especially if health is still a concern. But right now, no team is giving up picks or assets for Diggs. As a reminder, you can grab Cowboys jerseys some discounted up to 20% at chatsports.com/dejersey. Not all of them are marked down, but you can grab legit Nike gear for like $80 in some cases. Links in the comments and description. Back to Super Chats. William Cook again, this time with $50. We ran the beer bongs for that one live. William made it a great point too. Given how shaky our interior defensive line is, the Cowboys may need to score 30 points per game just to keep up. And honestly, haven't we heard that before? Every year, it feels like the offense has to carry the weight. The defense just doesn't hold up when it matters most, especially inside. That's a red flag for sure, and we'll break it down in full on a separate video soon. Frank asked if there's a player-for-player trade worth considering, say, sending an extra offensive lineman for a defensive tackle or corner. That's definitely something worth looking at. We've got 14 offensive linemen who are either draft picks or have NFL experience. Not all of them are trade bait, but someone at the bottom of the depth chart could bring you back something useful. It won't be a blockbuster, but depth-for-depth trades absolutely make sense in August. Dust Productions had a solid blueprint, sign Micah and Darren Bland this year, extend George Pickens and Tyler Smith next year, and keep the cap hits light up front. You're speaking my language. That plan works financially. You'd likely let Fergie and Diggs go, draft a new linebacker and corner, and maybe find your running back solution in the middle rounds. If DeMarvion Overshone is healthy, that fills a major gap too. As for Schoonmaker being TE1, I'm not quite there yet, but he's progressing. Daniel M. Asked about Tom's role in handling camp fights. Yeah, he's addressed it. He's laid down the law when guys cross the line, but I'm not going to overreact. You want physicality in camp, but not chaos. It's a thin line to walk. If you're Schottenheimer, you don't want to take the fine for fights, and he hasn't. But you also want to build a tough, competitive culture. I think they're managing that just fine. If you want to be featured in a future mailbag, make sure to subscribe youtube.com/cowboysta. We're closing it with a classic. Chris Ivan Diaz says, Dez caught it. You're damn right, Dez caught it. Still not over that. Finally, Jariah Jones added a joke about hearing good things about Span Ford. Let's just hope he doesn't break down like a Ford, right? Jokes aside, Span Ford's had a strong camp. I'm really curious to see who locks in as T2 this season. It's going to be a battle.